this order.
Turn around the trees.
All right, guys, I want you guys to terminate. We got 4 male blacks inside of that gray Durango. Faces covered up, carrying long rifles.
Chicago Police Department's written policy says every pursuit must meet this balancing test. Quote, the necessity to immediately apprehend the fleeing suspect outweighs the level of inherent danger.
Is it possible 15th Ward Alderperson Ray Lopez doesn't think police pursuits going in excess of 80, 90, 100 miles an hour on city streets are a danger to communities? Certainly seems so, right? I'm Tracy Sisko with the Chicago Justice Project, and you're watching Alt-Right Justice Report. Alt-right rhetoric always escapes consequences. Media never connects the rhetoric to real-life consequences. Car pursuits too often lead to great harm to families and communities. This hasn't stopped the alt-right rhetoric. Here's Alderman Lopez on Twitter. He seems to be for unfettered chases, undeterred from the consequences of the chases. Like this one.
Get some of the other developments at Chicago City Council. Yesterday, the council also approved a $15 million settlement for the family of Guadalupe Franco Martinez. The mother of 6 was an innocent victim in a crash involving Chicago police while they pursued a suspect back in 2020.
And another.
The Cook County jury has awarded a 7-figure sum to a woman who suffered horrific injuries because of a Chicago police chase her attorneys say clearly violated department policy. Here's Phil Rogers.
Rob and Allison, Shante Hill says she's grateful to be alive and that sitting through a 2-week trial brought back a flood of emotions about the crash that forever changed her life.
And another.
And the city of Chicago will have to pay out $10.5 million to the family of a man killed during a police chase. 61-year-old Tong Lam died after his car was hit at Kedzie and Devon by the driver of a stolen car who ran a red light to get away from police. The crash happened in April of 2018. The driver who hit him pleaded guilty to drunk driving and is now in prison. We've reached out to the city, but so far, no comment.
Guadalupe lost her life and left 6 children. Tiong lost his life. Shante had her life changed forever. The city paid out $30 million total in the civil settlements and judgments around these 3, just these 3. All 3 settlements were not paid out in the last 12 years, but months. Months. Not a single journalist has forced those espousing the rhetoric to answer the realities of the rhetoric. One blocked me when I criticized her lack of getting 2 mayoral candidates who were all for police chases to answer for their rhetoric. I begged her to please make mayoral candidates Paul Vallis and Ray Lopez answer questions on the record about Guadalupe's death and the settlement. This is her response. Blocked me. Just for the record, here's Paul Vallis's rhetoric. And unsurprisingly, here is Paul Vallis blocking me. If journalists don't do their job, the rhetoric goes unchallenged. This harms the ability to make evidence-based public policy. Alt-right rhetoric is all about driving fear. Police chases, both on foot and in vehicles, are a perfect example. Lopez couldn't care less about the evidence. He is driven by pure ideology. No need for evidence. Chases are dangerous for the offender, for communities, for the city budget, as we just showed, and for the men and women of the CPD. But when common sense is driving your decision-making, hell with the facts. And it's also important to note that Lopez fancies himself a fiscal conservative. Seems like he's fine with $30 million in payouts over 12 months. Not sure what's so fiscally conservative about that, not to mention the lost and broken lives in the wake of these chases that the alt-right rhetoric just doesn't care about. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. It really helps to support our work. And also check out our Patreon. The link will be in the description. I'll be back with you soon.